We may know them as popular television series, but these shows were all born on the web. The internet has given us an array of content, some good, some bad, and some very ugly, ranging from hilarious memes to DIY videos, from bizarre TikTok challenges to Ryan George. The internet is the gift that keeps on giving, and it does not look like it's slowing down anytime soon. The internet and TV also go hand in hand, whether it's TV stars like John Krasinski giving us some good news in hard times, other TV stars breaking it like Kim Kardashian, or us here at Screen Rant talking about it. But the connection runs even deeper than that, with some popular television shows actually getting their start on the internet, or the interwebs as my grandmother calls it. In this video, we'll take a look at some of the best and most popular TV shows to have started out as a web series. From popular workplace comedies, beloved family animated shows, to a show that turned a genius scientist into a pickle. Get ready to dive into the wonderful, wacky, and weird world of the web. I'm Pickle Rick! Yeah. Now that I got that off my chest, we can start with our first show off the bat, Rick and Morty. The animated sci-fi comedy series has been a cultural phenomenon, providing endless quotes and even forcing McDonald's to bring back the Szechuan sauce they produced for the animated Mulan movie back in the 90s. Now, for those who don't know, the show focuses on a young adolescent named Morty who goes on a series of wacky adventures with his genius and dysfunctional grandfather named Rick, with the two often finding themselves in bizarre situations. There's no question about the show's popularity, but what you may not know is that its birthplace is the internet. The show that's led by showrunners Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon premiered on the Adult Swim network, but it started out as a short film named The Real Animated Adventures of Doc and Marty, an obvious vulgar parody of Back to the Future, and was released online. The sketch was the inspiration for the characters that would eventually become Rick and Morty, with Roiland becoming enamored by the voices he created and continued to work on shorts. Eventually, Roiland used the characters in a pitch to Adult Swim, but kept the short a secret, as he feared it may hinder his chances. But as you know, the rest is history, with the show becoming immensely popular, and is by no means going anywhere anytime soon. Another popular animated show that was originally created on the web, albeit rather less crude, is the wonderful fantasy adventure show Adventure Time. The show centers on a 12-year-old named Finn who fights evil in the land of Ooo with the help of his magical dog named Jake. While Adventure Time is a lot more family-friendly than Rick and Morty, it does share some similarities such as fun adventures, an adoring fan base, and the fact that it got its start on the internet. Adventure Time's creator, Pendleton Ward, created a 7-minute pilot for the show from scratch, with the short airing on the TV channel Nicktoons. But Nicktoons apparently didn't see the mass appeal that the fans do and decided to pass on it. However, it did get some traction online, with a number of viewers quickly loving the show and pushing for it to be made in its entirety. Fans had their prayers answered when Cartoon Network picked up the show, with the show running for 10 seasons from 2010 to 2018, with Ward's career continuing to progress, with him creating the Netflix animated show The Midnight Gospel. YouTube might be a staple of our world now and a great place to create and release content, but while it feels like it's been around since the dawn of time, it's only really been around since 2005. Now, YouTube has a number of actors, musicians, and comedians plying their trade, but one of the first to do this all the way back in 2005-2006 is Mail Order Comedy, composed by Kyle Newacek, Adam Devine, Anders Holm, and Blake Anderson. The group posted a number of sketches and videos which are still available today and quickly became popular on YouTube. In fact, the videos even managed to find their way to Comedy Central executive Walter Newman, who quickly snapped up the group and ordered a season of the TV show Workaholics. Workaholics is about 3 friends who met at college, who remain friends and keep their adolescent ways despite growing up and moving into the working world together. The show ran for 7 seasons from 2011 to 2017 and made household names of its stars. Just goes to show you, YouTube is the place to be. Can I have my own show now? Another show about a group of friends who live together that started out on the web is the ever-popular Broad City. The comedy show was created by Abby Jacobson and Alana Glazer and focuses on 2 best friends who struggle with their work and personal lives in the Big Apple. The show started off as a web series in 2010, with the 2 deciding to work on a show together after Jacobson received poor criticism for another project that she was working on. The show quickly gained a following online when it came to the attention of Parks and Rec star, the hilarious Amy Poehler, who even appeared in the web series. Poehler mentored the pair and helped the show find its place in front of a mainstream audience when Comedy Central purchased the show, with Poehler staying on to help produce. The show ran for 5 seasons until Jacobson and Glazer decided to call it a day and end on a high. You probably know Portlandia as the sketch comedy which parodied the lives of Portland locals, with the show running from 2011 to 2018. But the roots of the show run deeper than you may think. The show was created by collaborators Fred Armisen and Carrie Brownstein, who met all the way back in 2003, with the pair working on a web series under the title Thunder Rant. The sketches developed a following and became the foundations of the show that we know today, as during its run, the web series became increasingly Portland-centric. It is unsurprising then that that was the main body of their pitch to IFC, with them planning on adapting a full comedy sketch show around the satirical version of Portland they had created. The show was quickly bought and has become a cult classic, and you can see a number of the sketches from the original web series in the show. To be honest, having a number of intoxicated performers provide a retelling of actual historic events in a hilarious fashion is a slam dunk. So it is no surprise that when this show was indeed made by Derek Waters with it premiering online, it quickly became immensely popular. The idea, unsurprisingly, came from a drunk conversation between Waters and New Girl's Jake Johnson, with him pitching the premise. He then went to friend Michael Cera, who supported the idea and even offered his service if Waters decided to do it. The first episode premiered on Funny or Die back in 2007, with Cera making an appearance. The show continued to air there and quickly grew a fan base, even picking up some awards along the way. It eventually found its way to Comedy Central, running for 6 seasons from 2013 to 2019, and the rest is drunk history. Drunk history may be somewhat questionable with the facts, but one show that also got its start online that strives to teach us things, as well as be funny, is the show Adam Ruins Everything. The show, starring Adam Conover, is an educational comedy series that debunks a number of social myths and misconceptions that we take as facts. It started off on College Humor as a web series before eventually making its way to True TV, with the show having 3 seasons since its release in 2015. The show has continued to entertain, with Adam continuing his style of fourth wall breaking and funny little side gags, and is another show that's gone on to be a cult classic. Rick and Morty isn't the only show picked up by Adult Swim that was originally a web series. The dark comedy series Children Hospital, starring Rob Corddry and Henry Winkler, is a satire of the medical genre and was supposed to be the antithesis of shows such as ER, Grey's Anatomy, and even Scrubs, with the show centering on a group of staff who work at, you guessed it, Children's Hospital. But they are, as you'd imagine, nothing like the characters you'd find in other medical-based shows. The show started as a web series on thewb.com, with the episodes being roughly 5 minutes in length, with the first season containing around 10 episodes. Comedy Central quickly sought to pick up the show, but Adult Swim came in with the winning offer, upping the episode by 15 minutes to a 20-minute runtime. The show continued to run there for 7 seasons from 2010 to 2016. The comedy drama series High Maintenance made its way from a Vimeo original show to HBO in 2016, where it became a cult classic. The anthology series was originally created by husband and wife team Ben Sinclair and Katja Blichfeld, and the show focuses on a marijuana dealer, simply known as The Guy, played by Ben Sinclair, who goes around the city of New York where he deals to a number of strange and eccentric characters. The first series was initially released free of charge, but on its popularity quickly became part of the Vimeo On Demand service when Season 2 was released. It was quickly scooped up by HBO, where it's run for 4 seasons. It went on to be a mild critical and commercial success, with comedians such as Hannibal Buress making cameo appearances. Not every adapted show starts off as a web series or a sketch, and sometimes they come around only in the form of the written word, but not as a script as you may expect, but a series of tweets. When Justin Halpern moved back into his parents' house in 2009, he may have thought that this would be a regression in his life, but he soon found that he had struck gold. He began listening, documenting, and then tweeting a series of quotes from his father from the Twitter account Blank His Dad Says. The quotes were hilarious and quickly made for comedy gold. CBS certainly thought so, and adapted the show off of his bunch of tweets, bringing in Star Trek's William Shatner to play the father. However, the show wasn't quite as popular, with it running for one season before its cancellation in 2011. So it might be best to stick with the Twitter series for this one, and just shows that adapting everything off of the internet is not always a good idea. We're looking at you, Emoji Movie. But is there a meme, tweet, Instagram post, or TikTok video that you would like to see adapted? Personally, I want to see Karen the movie, a John Wick-style vengeance movie where a Karen goes on a full rampage after being told she can't speak with the manager. I might just buy the rights now. Disclaimer: apologies to anyone named Karen who's watching this right now. I'm sure you're actually a really nice person. Which is your favorite show that started off as a web series? Did you know them all? Any that we missed? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to Screen Rant for more great content. See ya!